basic pipes to 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 basic. Everybody, welcome to the Desperately Trying to Communicate podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Tim.
I'm Matt Reed.
And I'm Matt Reed, and I like to party.
I know for a fact you don't like to party.
There can only be one. Come on. Okay, welcome to our podcast. This week, we have a couple different things to talk about, and this is a very special one because it is the first podcast that we're going to put up on our channel. Woo! Dynamite Hugs. Check us out on YouTube.
Oh, you can check us out on YouTube. We have Facebook, Twitter. Find us on SoundCloud. We're going to be uploading all those places. So many opportunities.
So check us out.
You have
there.
no excuse. You have no excuse.
So, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Me and Timmy are working on a little project aside from YouTube channels and podcasts and whatnot. We're building our own lightsabers.
Out of PVC pipes.
I was going to say,
and
like,
flashlights.
Genuine lightsabers,
Okay,
because that's all I want to get in on.
So that technology is just a little off, but like,
well, that's why it would have been impressive.
Okay, so, if lightsabers did exist,
okay,
would we use them?
Yes.
We would all immediately dismember ourselves.
The thing is, would our military use them?
Oh, fuck no.
I don't think they're very practical weapons when you're fighting against guns.
Okay, so assuming
unless the enemy has laser guns.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. Assuming we have made lightsabers,
but we don't have the Force.
Would we have laser guns already?
Would we
and therefore
the
would they not automatically be more practical?
I feel like it's the same technology.
No, I
feel like if we have lightsabers, they're gonna have laser guns. They would just make it so it's like a gun.
Okay.
It's gonna be much more effective than a saber because we don't have the Force.
What's the mechanism though then that chops up the individual laser beams?
Dude, I don't know.
Well, that's my point.
PVC pipes.
Well,
PVC pipes.
Other laser beams.
Well, considering we don't have that technology, me and Timmy are using PVC pipes to basically construct the hilt, and then somehow mounting flashlights inside of the PVC pipe with friction tape or screws or what have you.
What's friction tape?
So friction... No, it's an actual...
Is it all tape friction tape? Because it just stops all of everything.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. So friction tape is just... It's pretty much just like regular tape, only it's meant... I mean, the actual effective part is on the outside. The sticky part is on the bottom, and you would wrap it around something. Like it's hockey tape. You've seen hockey players put it on like sticks.
It adds like grippy things.
It's for your grip tape or something like
grip
that.
Grip tape. Oh,
but it's
okay.
When you go to Home Depot and you pick it out at the store, it's friction tape.
And the funny thing is, it was actually kind of convenient for us whenever we went to Home Depot yesterday to get all the shit. Yesterday. It was a gay old time. Because me and Timmy are in the PVC aisle trying to find all the correct sizes for hilts and blades and whatnot. And I'm like, oh man, I forgot we're going to need friction tape. And I turn around.
It's literally right there.
Right there.
So apparently Home Depot is already on board with the whole lightsaber making
Okay, don't get me wrong. We looked out of place. Matt's wearing this nice maroon jacket here. I had like a zip-up hoodie that was like had like black and gray stripes going across.
Oh, you
like
looked out of
one.
place. I thought you said you looked at a place. I'm like,
no.
Well, we did look at places.
We were the nicest dressed people there because it's like a Friday night. People are there in like sweatpants and coveralls, and people are actually getting shit for like home improvement
things
projects.
That actually probably need to be done.
Now we're two well dressed to do dudes at a lights. We
did see some nerdier looking dudes than us walk out there with rakes and sponges.
The point is we look.
Wonder what they were doing.
Dude, I have no idea.
That sounds like a fun evening. Sponges and rakes.
Well, they were probably just raking in their laundered money.
What?
Sponges clean laundry.
Okay. That was round of applause for Michael. Everybody.
Awful, just awful.
Long story short, we looked like a couple of gay guys in Home Depot. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, it was a good time, and we checked.
So yesterday was accurate.
Yeah, yesterday was in fact accurate.
I mean, I don't know what the lady thought we were doing with our PVC pipes, glue, and flashlights when we were checking out, but
and friction tape.
Friction tape. Oh, PVC pipes and friction tape. Sounds like a good time.
Believe me. So, Timmy's design. Go ahead and talk about your design to me because I don't want to steal your thunder because I think it's actually pretty neat.
Can I guess what his design is?
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay, his design. There's obviously a shaft.
Right.
And under it is where the lasers would be. But it's dual lasers.
Okay.
But they're right next to each other.
Right.
So it's just like a shaft and two things under it.
For anyone listening to this podcast, Mike is now doing a jerking off motion.
He's talking about...
And then the top...
Okay, he's got more.
Let's say the top is like the end of a bell. We'll just call it a bell end. And so the laser comes out of the bell end. And... Wait, you want a white laser, right?
You're describing what you think mine is. I won't tell you about it until you describe what you think mine is.
He thinks it's a cock and balls.
Oh, good.
Maybe
guess
that's what
then.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so Timmy's like...
So
Timmy's lightsaber's a cock.
So
it's
how
really nice.
exactly accurate was that?
Pretty wrong.
Oh.
I'm sorry, buddy. So my lightsaber design is based off of Thor. It's based off Mjolnir.
It's a hammer.
What's Mew Mew?
Mjolnir is a hammer.
It's a hammer made of gas.
So the hilt... The hilt is like based off of what Thor's hilt for his hammer looks like the handle.
And then you have a laser that comes out and is in
no,
shape.
It's not a hammer.
No,
it's gonna be like blue, like lightning. But
you know what you should do?
Around like the edge, I'm gonna put like Nordic symbols and
you
stuff.
You should make it like an axe.
No.
So that the laser beam goes and it looks like a lightsaber battle axe.
Oh, see, that
is stupid.
That is not stupid. That is like the most amazing idea ever.
I saw that Facebook post that you made about a lightsaber axe. That thing looked god awful.
It looked amazing. I would totally use that.
You would lose.
Peter, throw up a picture of a lightsaber axe.
No, just seriously, look it up. It is heinous as fuck.
Oh, also look up Ring Evulsion.
Don't look up that. That's
anyway.
Peter, put up a picture of Ring Evulsion.
Oh God, no.
Okay,
no, Peter, no.
So
Peter, edit that part out.
Yes, Peter.
The thing is, like, all those things came... Like, you see that video of, like they were making fun of Kylo Ren's, like, where, like, goes out the side and, like, they do the thing. Like, but that just keeps, like, getting more and more ridiculous.
Oh, how one, like, turned
into like a freaking chainsaw. And, like, one of them's, like...
It's like... And it ends up being, like, the Swiss Army knife with lightsabers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's that video. Where were you getting...
And you're going to try to make a dual lightsaber.
I am making a dual lightsaber.
A dual.
I'm getting... rather ambitious with this build because
I need first ever.
Yeah, I know. No easy way outs for me. So it's exactly as he says. It's a dual saber. Like if you could picture Darth Vader's lightsaber, and then just kind of take another one and stack it on end. That's kind of what it looks like.
Darth Vader's Darth Maul saber.
Yeah. If you were to combine the two of those.
If Darth Vader had a saber staff.
Which, by the way, my saber's going to be a red because the Sith are infinitely cooler than the Jedi.
It's a lie. It's a damnable lie.
Really? Do we want to go into this?
How about a gray Jedi?
Well, yeah. Like Qui-Gon, because he's the coolest.
He is still a Jedi.
Not as...
Boom!
No,
Qui-Gon
not like...
He's still very much a Jedi.
Not like an old... Not like gray hair, like the gray.
No. So the classification would be Qui-Gon Jinn because he did not really follow the Jedi Order's rules and regulations.
He specifically would do things to piss off the council just because he'd
be going against the council.
He was
because he didn't agree because the Jedi Council very very strict. That's why. The Jedi Order underneath Luke Skywalker is the best. He's the coolest. But who knows? Not canon anymore.
Well, I mean, apparently now the Jedi Council under Luke Skywalker is not because they got destroyed. They got destroyed literally right off the bat
by an emo little kid.
No, they got destroyed by
Kylo Ren, who is an emo looking motherfucker.
The Knights of Ren.
He got destroyed by the Nazis. No, that was just the Republic.
Yeah, the Republic got destroyed by space Nazis.
Star Wars Episode 7 spoilers.
You guys want to hear my count of how many people came up to me after that movie and said I looked like Kylo Ren before I cut my hair?
How many?
I think I was at 15.
Can we get a side profile?
Yeah. Peter, throw up a picture
of your brother's nose.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You're inheriting that little guy. Yeah.
Not a little guy.
Okay, so
Peter
is my little brother, also our editor. just so that kind of makes sense. Anyway, no, 15 different people came at was like you look like Kylo. You look like Kylo Ren. I'm like, thanks. I think.
Oh, your nose isn't like broken looking. It's just big.
It's just big. I don't know.
Well, this was also back whenever Tim had his long curlyish hair, which I assume will be in the picture that Peter throws up. But you can definitely see some resemblance between Kylo Ren and.
Don't just throw up a recent picture. Throw up a picture of him in high school on his Jeep. His senior portrait. That one.
That wasn't.
We might be asking a bit much of Peter.
No.
That wasn't even when your hair was at its longest, was it?
No, my hair was at its longest literally 4 days ago.
Yeah, right when you cut it.
Yeah.
That's a sad loss, but I mean...
It is. I mean...
It had to be done.
I guess.
For a job interview, I would cut my hair for a job.
I didn't get that, by the way.
Yeah, I heard.
They wanted me... They said they want to hire me as an intern, but for the fall and not the summer. Which, I'm going to be in school during the fall. So anyway, yeah, Whatever. It doesn't work. But I mean, still, good. I cut my hair. I'm probably gonna have more interviews and stuff before. Cool.
Well, yeah. Back to lightsabers. Considering we just kind of jumped off track way.
That's fine.
Not only am I building one and Timmy's building one, but I also have designs made for our good friend Matt here, who is going to have a giant, just like claymore of a lightsaber.
So I'm basically going to be the William Wallace of Jedi.
Space
Vikings, Beowulf.
Yeah, Space Vikings from Scotland is what we're going for here. So that's gonna be cool. I'm planning on designing one for Mike, although I don't designing one for Matt was pretty simple. I understand Matt very, very well whenever it comes to this kind of thing. I don't exactly know what kind of design I would make for you.
Lightsaber of pimps.
Lightsaber of pimps. Gold.
Solid gold.
Gold is
with gold. Gems.
So here's the interesting thing.
Black leather.
So if you really wanted to make gold, it's not that hard to find just already pieces that would be good for a lightsaber that are gold. If you could find
the blade could be gold.
I mean, the blade will also be gold.
Right.
But actual parts of the hilt
could be gold
will
too.
be gold metal and shit like that. Not actual gold.
Not
rich.
No, that's what we're saying. You need to go and get actual gold bricks, melt them down, and forge them.
This saber.
Just go ahead and check the price of gold.
It's too much.
Yeah, no is my answer to that. No, but you can take ends of garden hoses if you find big enough garden hoses.
And pretty big garden hose.
Yeah, that's the thing. I see a lot where I work. I see a lot of materials that could be really easily used for lightsaber decoration.
So just steal
and
it.
Shit. No, because then I would be fired.
Well, you don't have to tell him you stole it. That's the point of stealing.
Someone came in and stole it.
Yeah. What if we send Mike in to go in and steal it for you?
And you would know about it
because they have cameras.
You could be like, "Oh, I just happened to go into the back room for that moment."
I feel like that whole place is just one big back room.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're just not right.
People have wandered into the actual back room thinking that it was a part of the store. I'm not joking.
I probably
it
almost
happened
did.
4 or 5 times today.
That's awesome. Today.
Yeah.
Today. All right, cool.
Today.
And I was really scared because the back room is where we keep a lot of important stuff, but most importantly, where we're located, are the excess stacks of beer that we stock the fridge with whenever that particular brand runs out.
Speaking of beer, our resident redneck isn't here today, sadly.
Yeah, we are currently recording on Will's 5th anniversary.
Yeah,
with his,
something like that.
with his
something that he
fiancé.
totally had planned out and wasn't originally.
He's not here. He'll
doing
be on the
anything with
next
us.
one probably.
He totally almost forgot, so he's with Kelsey.
No, that's literally not what I said.
Wink. You winked the wrong. Yeah. Winked with. There you go. There you go.
All right.
So and Will might even get a lightsaber later on, but again, I really don't know how I would.
It would be a Pabst lightsaber.
Pabst Blue Ribbon lightsaber, made out of cans, made of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
An aluminum handle.
It had to be pushed though for him.
I mean, yeah.
Or hams.
Or hams.
The lightsaber refreshing.
Yeah. The lightsaber refreshing.
So
yeah, we're really excited about that, and in fact, me and Timmy are planning on we're going to start construction of these sabers tomorrow. We've already got the parts. So we were thinking that maybe we can make a video out of this.
Well, the camera's gone, so maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe that's not.
It could be an iPhone video.
Maybe that's not in the books. But you know what?
Maybe you could borrow mine.
Maybe
we can borrow mics.
Maybe we can borrow mics. Or
post
maybe
picture updates.
Yeah, pictures.
It.
Or maybe whenever I work
just
on
literally
Matt's,
take
there can be
5,000 pictures, so it's like a video.
Yeah, like just
you just see literally everything you're doing.
It takes 3 hours.
No,
to make
I'm quite excited about it.
cut.
I thought I was gonna not do it, but then I don't know. Got excited about it, and I did
it sounds pretty fun, and
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Then I got
I'm
suckered
really
into
excited.
doing it.
Yeah, it's also a lot
being
cheaper than
talked
ordering them
into
online,
doing
which
it.
I still plan on doing at some point.
No, he was really. He wasn't. He wasn't going to do it originally because the piece that he made for his hilt, and we can put up a link.
You holding?
We can put up a link to the build.
There'll be pictures on our Twitter and Facebook page and stuff like that.
Yeah, we can put up a link to the actual build that we were going to do before we decided to just say screw it, we're doing this on our own.
If you want to do it by yourself, there's a nice little video and links.
F it, do it live.
Yeah. So
right
we could, and
there.
the metal
right
hilt.
Here.
Oh god, the audio.
Anyway,
Oh.
we're fine.
So the metal hilt that he was originally going to use looked a little bit difficult to work with, so he decided to go for an entirely PVC.
Just
build.
PVC.
Yeah, just like mine,
It'll be fine.
and like Matt's will be, except for like the end piece of his hilt. But that's a build for another.
The bell
day.
end, yes.
The bell.
We all know of the bell end.
The bell end.
as you described.
Like, okay, what would you guys call the top part of the saber? Because you got the
Pommel.
Totally.
They got the pommel,
got
which
the-
is the little
you
black,
got
the
the hilt.
bottom of it,
Hilt.
and then the hilt.
The guard.
What's the top? The guard.
Well, no.
That's a great name
Kylo
for it.
Ren has the guard. What do you call what that?
I was calling it the head.
Actually, in Lowe's in a Home Depot
Or-
yesterday, he was calling it the bit.
Yeah, we got. I was like, all right, I need to find a piece for my bit.
Walks up to some suspecting lady. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you show me where the bits are?
Maybe you just call it the conductor.
I mean, it's not a bad name. I've heard emitter before.
I honestly, I bet there's a technical term, and
I bet there's only no way we could find this out right now.
no, not the internet, not at all.
Shut
no?
up. What internet?
Okay.
There's no such thing.
Do you know?
So, we are pretty excited. We will keep you up to date on that. In the meantime, we are going to talk about...
Earlier, you said something about Easy Way Out. That reminded me. Last night, I watched, for the first time in like months,
Wow.
I
Good
watched
segue.
my first, well, not my first movie in months on Netflix. And it was a movie called Re-Kill.
Re-kill.
It's about
Re-Kill?
zombies.
Okay.
Except it was all like in the format of a TV show. Like,
What do you mean?
the show is called Re-Kill, but the way you're watching it is like the end of one episode, and then there's like commercials in between zombie killing.
Okay.
So
It's like you're watching a TV station, but it's a movie.
are like the commercials funny though? Or are they actually commercials?
Well, there's a total of 3 different commercials. One that played like once at the very beginning, one that's a recurring commercial because they want to repopulate the earth, and that's literally
So they're like commercials that would be from this zombie world.
yeah.
That's kinda
the
neat.
Outbreak News Channel, I think is what it's called.
That's kind of neat.
The movie only has like 2.5 stars on
Yeah.
Netflix, but I gave it a 3 because I wasn't like, oh my god, this is amazing. I wasn't like, I really like this. I was like, yeah, I like it.
I tell you what.
That's pretty neat.
Talking about zombie movies, though, I watched this one. It was a while back. It's one of the best zombie movies I'd seen in a while.
It's not going to be a good
And
movie.
it was, you know what? A lot of people might not like it, but to me, it was the best ever because of one single scene. And it was, I'm pretty sure it was a French movie. It was a French zombie movie. I forget the name of it.
Already.
Forget the name of it now, which kind of makes this whole, like, me explaining it moot, because then you can't go and look it up.
Sure, it was French, not like German.
It might have been
British.
German, but I thought, I was almost positive it was
Was
French.
it Dead Snow?
No.
Okay.
No, because the entire movie is it's like in French. Like they're not speaking English or anything. But there's a scene where the whole premise of the movie is these police officers are dirty cops, and one of their group gets killed by this gang that lives in an apartment complex.
I saw that.
And the cops are going in. They're gonna go in
they
like
fucking slaughtered.
They do. Well, the cops go in with ski masks, and they're gonna go in and kill these gangsters who killed one of their guys.
Just to confirm that it is that.
And
like, at the very end, the very last guy, was he like just surrounded on top of a car?
Yeah, he's like in the garage, and he's got like 2 handguns, and he's just like unloading and stuff.
And there's like
that, but that's not the scene that I loved. The best scene is they all like they get slaughtered by the gangs, and there's only like a couple of them left, and they try to escape.
Gangs and zombies.
Yeah, and while like as they're inside, like in the midst of their like attempted siege on this apartment complex to take out these gangsters, the zombie apocalypse, like zombies happen, and nobody realizes it until they're like in the middle of it. Like then all of a sudden zombies show up, and then there's like warfare breaking out into the streets. But you know it follows these people in the apartment as they're trying to make their way from like the very top all the way back to the bottom and get out. But there's this one guy who's one of the gangsters who one member of the gang really likes him, wants him to be around. He's like he's like enamored by this guy, but his older brother is afraid of him because he's getting into your head. But it's this guy who they keep calling him the Czech. So I guess he's supposed to be from Czechoslovakia or something. Anyway, they try to go.
Checks the list, see if they're in the gang. That's all.
Yeah. Well, and they go like, and they're trying to run down this hallway, and they go and close the door. The guy closes the door, but he closes it before the Czech guy can get through it. And this is the brother who doesn't like him, and he just like stares at him, and then turns around and walks away. And the Czech dude's like, "Oh, okay." And he turns around, and there's like 2 or 3 zombies that have been following him. He's got no gun. He's got no knife. He takes out like a hairbrush thing, brushes his hair, and then proceeds to beat the 3 zombies to death with his bare hands. He starts fighting them, and he's like punching them in the head and knocking them out, and he's like fist fighting zombies, and he's just brutally killing these zombies. And when I saw that scene, I was like, oh my gosh.
These are fast zombies too, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like 28 days later style zombies. So they're like
infected,
they're infected, bolting down. Like they're freaking crazy feral, and this dude beats them back to death, and it is insane.
Okay, so I watched this really bad zombie movie.
Okay,
I don't.
Like every zombie movie
no,
was described as
like it was like it's one of those movies where it's
was it the Day of the Dead remake with Nick Cannon?
No, it's like one of it's kind of like like Sharknado. You know, like how Sharknado's bad. Like the production quality is like super shitty.
No, that's Night of the Dead.
So it's like
I like that.
It's the premise is it's kind of like Infected, but these college kids, right? They're partying, they're having a good time, and this new guy, he comes up with this new drug called Z.
Oh man,
that sounds like the beginning of iZombie.
And then
already.
so it like makes you like trip out, right, for a while, and then you come to whatever, and like so everyone in college starts doing like, man, this is great, they're having a good time, kind of like ecstasy almost, because they're always at like huge raves.
Because all college students everywhere do nothing but rave
and drugs, unknown drugs, unknown drugs
all the time.
So they start doing these drugs, and apparently it starts turning these kids into zombies. Which is
who would have saw that coming?
Right, and like,
me.
And so
I did before we started
literally
talking.
Everyone
saw
it coming.
And so like they start turning into zombies, and it's just so weird because it'll randomly show the viewpoint from the zombie. And then, like, it's still, like, psychedelic, tripping out, like, on drug shit. And, like...
Wait, so...
if there's, like, a few kids who have not done the drugs, like, there's, like, you know, the good kid are like, oh, no, I'm in athletics, I shouldn't do that, kid. You know, like, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
I'm in athletics, I shouldn't do that kid over there.
So, like, there's stuff like that goes on, and it's just terrible. And there's this one scene where, like, the FBI comes in, and it's 2 dudes in, like, black suits, and one dude's got, like, the longest ponytail of all time. And like he's such a terrible actor.
Is this
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
But
this
it's
is the
just
beginning of Pulp Fiction?
no, they look like exactly. I was like, is this Pulp Fiction right now? Are they bringing the Pulp Fiction guys to fight these college students zombies?
Typing of
so
the
like,
dead.
Do
so
the
they
zombies
go.
look like a bitch?
No, they look like zombies.
Okay.
So like there's this like big tub that has like the nice skull and crossbones on it with the unrefined drug inside of it, and the guy like looks down in there's like, what's that? And he like falls inside of it and like splashes everywhere, like gets out. He's like a zombie, like ah. And the ponytail partner just goes, couldn't risk it. It's just like that was the scene.
No, that's not the backstory to that. The backstory to that is he sees his partner in quotes fall into this vat and just angry that he falls into the vat. So he's just screaming. And he's like, you know what? This guy ate my sandwich 2 days ago. Fuck him.
No, but there was an actual car chase in it too. There was a car chase where zombie college students are driving a car, and the FBI guys are driving as well, chasing.
Wait, are
them.
they trying to peddle
like
their
the
fake
worst
ID
zombie
as well?
No, it's terrible, fantastically, hilariously terrible. Go check it out. I don't know what it's called, but it's hilarious. You should watch it.
Find it.
It's great.
I am of the opinion that any zombie movie that has been made in recent years is automatically a bad zombie movie.
World War Z wasn't.
It was.
I never
World War
saw
Z was
World War
bad
Z.
for a different reason. World War Z was bad because it didn't follow what actual World War Z
Almost literally
was supposed to be.
not the book at all. Like,
Yeah.
nothing about
The
it.
book itself, World War Z, by I can't remember
Max Brooks.
by
Come
Max
on.
Brooks.
Yeah,
Come
guys,
on.
come on, next
Come on,
stuff.
you freaking
Frickin'
casual.
I knew that totally.
I mean, I would know that if Jared would give me
High
back
five.
my copy. Woo! But anyway, the actual book is really, really neat.
That's the only book that I actually really read.
It's a very interesting book, and if you haven't read it yet, you should definitely go read that.
It's solid.
And that's the
movie,
only time that
on
I
the
was
other
the
hand-
book is better than the movie guy.
The
Just
movie,
because
on the other hand,
It's because you don't read books at all.
You know the good book
But I
series?
read that one.
Fuck.
You want to know the good book series is? The Magic Tree House.
Solid books. Solid.
Go away, I'm reading Super.
Third grade repping.
Go away, I'm reading
What about the
Super
movie?
Fudge.
The movie was not at all what was supposed to be the book.
But if you didn't know what the book was about, it was an okay.
Was it?
zombie-
This is true. I hadn't read the book before I saw World War Z, and I enjoyed it. I mean, it had its issues, but I couldn't say. I mean, to me, I was not at any point like.
It had Doctor Who in it.
I mean, because there's a time. I think when you watch movies, and it's a movie based on a book, you can kind of tell sometimes, even if you haven't read the book, like I don't feel like this would have happened in the book.
You went to
Like,
the. You guys went to the panel with me, didn't you? With the Max Brooks panel
I didn't go
last
to the panel.
year.
no.
At
Oh,
season
So you guys don't. Okay, literally, he talked about
But-
that and how bad.
Mike's talking about
Oh, really?
C2E2 last year.
Yeah,
Just so you know. Okay.
two. Chicago Comic
Please.
and Entertainment.
Yeah,
Expo.
what did Max Brooks have to say about this?
he literally is like, well, I can't really remember what he literally said. Just
I know he's gone. I know he's gone out and said that he wants nothing to do with the movie itself. Like it has nothing to do with any of his works.
But-
It should not be treated as such.
yeah, that's basically just. He actually made quite a lot of jokes about how bad the movie was and how it had nothing to do with with his own work.
Mhm.
Like they really just wanted the name
Yeah,
to the
To-
book.
that's- sell.
that's the feel that I got.
I feel like it worked. They probably sell a lot more tickets
Because
instead
the
of just
book-
like another zombie
And then-
movie.
Yeah.
We're
making
totally
fun.
not
He's like,
going off this.
how are we gonna get people to watch the movie? Brad Pitt, just shit like that. It was a really funny dude.
Well,
Like,
that's the reason my mom watched *Inglourious Bastards* and snapped the disc in half after the first 5 minutes. She was like,
Well, that's
"Oh,
just a
it's
waste
got
of
Brad Pitt in it." He throws it in. He's like, "Oh no!" Took it, snapped it in half, threw it away. It's like, "Yep, mom, you
I
should
actually
have
like
watched that movie."
I like that movie, but your
No,
mom
I like that
doesn't
movie too.
like.
My mom should know.
it
It's
should
not
be-
a movie for my mother.
It's not a movie.
Oh, she got the vapors. There's too much violence.
Yeah.
So if
Well, isn't like the first 5 minutes them skinning a guy, like scalping a dude?
They literally, he talks like in like the very beginning, he tells all of the guys in his troop that they cannot leave until they have like 50 Nazi scalps. And
Yeah,
he's like,
that's
and I will
that's probably the moment.
and I will collect my Nazi scalps "You cannot go home until I get my Nazi scalps." He says Nazi scalps like 9 times.
And that's why my mom ejected the disc, snapped it in half.
I thought the first
threw it away.
Well, the first couple minutes of
it's Brad Pitt. Of Brad Pitt. Okay, but like the first couple minutes of that movie is the that really intense
Christoph Waltz interrogation.
Yeah. That was like that's the part of the movie that I was like, man, I could really get into this, and then the rest of the movie was garbage after that.
I liked it.
I liked the bear Jew.
Best interrogation scene in a movie. That one from the first.
I say Reservoir Dogs.
The James Bond.
That was pretty.
And which one was that? That was the first one with the new guy. Daniel Craig.
Skyfall.
No, not Skyfall.
No,
that's the only one I watched. So
no, before Quantum Royale. Casino Royale, and they got him strapped to that chair, and he's like naked, and he's beating him with with that freaking rope, and he's like screaming in pain, and he's like, and he goes, he's like, I got an itch on my sack. And the dude just like laughs and hits him with it, and he screams, and he's like, oh, no, to the left, and he hits him again and starts laughing.
I've actually never seen it.
It's like a painful laugh.
I only saw Skyfall.
Yeah. He's like laughing and screaming in pain, and then he goes, what is so funny? And he goes, I can't wait to tell everybody that you scratched my balls. It's like the greatest interrogation scene ever.
So his Bond is a decent Bond, but it's not.
It's not my favorite, but that was a great scene.
It's a different Bond because like Sean Connery,
the wife beater, yes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this, but my favorite all time is Pierce Brosnan.
Oh no!
And that might be, to me, it might be because that's the first James Bond that I saw. So that's just the James Bond that I see. That's also why I really liked Timothy Dalton James Bond, because I feel like him and Pierce Brosnan are very similar.
I've maybe seen 3 James Bond movies.
There's one point where literally
I watched
every single one of them was
I watched Skyfall. I watched the one with Halle Berry.
It's kind of the least of.
Yeah,
no, I wouldn't say that. That other one with I can't remember the girl's name. What was it? The World's Not Enough.
The oil tycoon.
The oil tycoon one. Like that one was even like.
No, that one was better than Tomorrow.
I don't know. It's like it still didn't even get like. It was so bad it got 0 press. Like nobody remembers that one.
But like the point is, Daniel Craig is just a different kind of Bond than all the other Bonds before him. Those movies were supposed to be like a more gritty and intense kind of Bond, but that's not why people watch James Bond.
Well, Can I say my favorite James Bond movie?
No.
You've only seen 3.
Yeah.
Out of those 3,
your opinion doesn't matter.
Wait, Can we try to guess the 3? What movies has Sheltered Little Timmy seen?
Hold on. Tell us the 3, and then we're gonna try and guess which one is your favorite.
Okay, we can play that.
No, wait, no, dude.
Skyfall.
Okay.
The one with Halle Berry.
So that is Tomorrow Never Dies.
Is it?
No, that's
Die Another Day.
Die Another Day.
I remember one with a lot of ice.
That is
Die Another Day. So
I've seen Die Another Day twice in Skyfall.
Okay, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say his favorite is Die Another Day.
It's Die Another Day.
It was Die Another. I like that one better than Skyfall.
Okay,
but you guys were wrong. My favorite James Bond movie of all time is Country Bears.
Oh yeah, that one. Get the band back together.
It also has the best interrogation scene where that one bear goes and asks the other bear to join the band again. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But it was explained to me as far as James Bond, the reason why Daniel Craig is all like hard ass in those is because they're supposed to take place like those are like the actual. I think in the books. They were books before they were movies.
What?
Actually, really? What was his name? Was it?
That was my mind exploding. And Tucker passed out.
Ian Fleming.
I'm dead. I'm not.
He like actually did like secret agent stuff. Yeah. He was a secret agent for the Crown, and for I don't think it
was the very first movie called Inner Majesty.
No, it was MI6.
Was MI6? Yeah. But he actually like did secret agent stuff.
So is there ever going to be a 008?
There was, I think.
Yeah,
I know that there was a 006.
Movie, and I think he died.
It was Sean Bean, so yeah, he died. But it was 006
he didn't
and 007.
die in National Treasure.
He didn't die in National Treasure.
There's still time for National Treasure 3.
Shut your mouth.
Same time.
Hey, I liked National Treasure.
They were awesome. I love those
movies. It's the second greatest Nick Cage movie.
What's it? Wait.
First, Country Bears.
Well, okay, I was going to say that, but in all seriousness, Raising Arizona.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Wicker Man.
Son, do you know you got a pantyhose on your head?
But no, for real though, Country Bears. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, but we're talking about
the James so in those earlier books, he was that intense and hard ass, and I want to say that like after one of the female characters, I think it was spoiler alert.
Finally had sex with him.
In the first one, when she dies, he snaps, and that's why later on he becomes more like that, more suave. To me, it doesn't really make sense that you'd go from like hard ass to nonchalant. You know, like by snapping, I feel like you'd be
maybe he's just like,
and then you'd want to be like, oh, I need to get my shit together.
Maybe it's more like he's gotten used to the violence and gore.
That might like, be
whatever.
But to me, on all the James Bond movies that I've seen, the suave, cool guy that, you know, does all the action and gunfighting and the cars and the girls and all that stuff. Like,
it's Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, well, it's Pierce Brosnan to me, but that style of James Bond is what made James Bond cool and different from all of the other, like, secret agent kind of characters. Daniel Craig, to me, is, even though he's supposed to be James Bond, there's very little difference between Daniel Craig, James Bond, and then let's say, you know, John Wick,
Liam
Neeson, in any movie. Liam
Neeson was James Bond?
No, I'm saying like this has become an archetype of
as in like
badass,
as in character. John Wick 2, which is apparently being made.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Was the one with I can't remember his name. The guy from Remember the Titans and stuff.
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington did that one, The Equalizer.
The big fat guy from My Name Is Earl.
But there's like, you know, you have that
the black guy
that guy that comes in and just like there's 4 bad guys and he just like punches them in the face and just it's like, and he knocks them out in one punch. It's another reason why I like Daredevil so much. It actually takes him like 20 minutes to beat the shit out of somebody. The show.
Season 2 coming out soon, boys.
In Daredevil, his fight
this
scenes
month or is it April?
take forever.
We're gonna be at CTV2.
We'll have to binge it.
That
CTV2
is probably like
the worst time for it to come out.
No, the best, because they'll just have a booth.
I hope so.
Or a whole thing.
I hope so.
But
what if there's a viewing party?
So back to my point about James Bond, though. Like it's to me now, he's become the stereotype hard ass
of like what's going on in movies right now.
Yes.
In particular.
Yeah, they just stamped James Bond on him.
Hey, you know what? It seems like people are doing that now. Like, this will make us money.
I want to see Hardcore Henry.
See, I think that's not necessarily true, though.
I think it's getting better.
I think that there's a decent amount of movies that are coming out. Like, it's like there are movies coming out based on things that are more true to their original source material, like comic book movies or
like I said, it's getting
movies
better.
based on books or things like that. Because or like, you know, you look at all these different movies that do this. I think people are starting to realize that when you make a shitty interpretation of it, like World War Z, or like, you know, some of the older Batman movies, or some of the other movies that do that, they realize,
Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Fans.
What are you talking about?
That movie didn't exist. Shut up.
Fans hate that, and not just like, you know, not just fans of the show, but like movie, you know, and moviegoers and stuff. They hate that, and I know this kind of brings me full circle to a point I was making earlier
about zombies,
but that you don't have to necessarily have read the book or something to understand it. You watch a movie, you watch Avatar, even if you've never seen the original show, you can sit down and watch a show like Avatar, or a movie like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and be like,
"What movie?
Holy crap! this movie is awful.
I literally watched the first 5 minutes and turned it off.
Yeah, or Dragon Ball Evolution.
I was gonna say,
if you could have never watched Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball, and you go watch that movie and you're like, this is just awful. There's no way. They say this is based on the show or the comic book. This is terrible. There's no way this would have happened.
What's your stance on Street Fighter movie?
Which one?
Yeah, there's
Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude?
Oh.
Okay.
I was gonna say there's
Street Fighter.
I don't think. I don't know that much about the Street Fighter
No, I'm just
saying
as a movie.
That's the point.
But that's the point. When I sit down and watch that one, though, I have to say, I love it, but I love it for a reason that has nothing to do with script
Because it's
or
ridiculous.
plot. I love it because it is a fantastically terrible action flick. It's fighting, it's awful plot.
Does it have a Van Damme butt shot?
I'm pretty sure.
Van Damme
it has a Van Damme spin kick, which is pretty much any Van Damme movie needs.
He plays
Guile.
Oh,
he plays Colonel Guile. Yeah.
That's
That's why the best line I love it when he's talking about
I think he actually just has combed down hair if I remember.
No, he's got I'm pretty sure he got a flat top.
He's got to have a flat top.
I think he's got a flat top. But I mean I could be wrong. But anyway, I love the line when he's trying to psych up his troops for going, and the guy comes walking out, supposed to be the liaison for the UN, and he's like, you can't do this, UN is not allowing you to do it, you don't have the authority to go storm M. Bison, we want to try and communicate with them and use diplomacy. And Colonel Guile just looks at him, walks back to the podium, and is like, we're not going to go. We apparently do not have the authority to go fight Bison. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get in my boat, and I'm going upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so hard that the next Bison wannabe is going to feel it. And he says it exactly like that, and it is amazing.
Alright, I'm going to need you to calm down, because we might get content ID for how perfect that was.
Wait, I thought I was just watching the movie.
Whoa! I'm sorry, I forgot where I was.
And by perfect, he meant not at all.
Not at all.
Mark's weaning.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a story for another podcast.
And I still don't know if we should do that.
We're going to do it, but later.
It's public record.
Yeah, we might.
Well, yeah.
Well,
that's
a story for another day.
So, if we're talking about movies from our childhood, let's move on to cartoons from our childhood.
Okay.
Because I know
do that.
Cool. Because I know
you
watched the absolute shit out of Dragon Ball Z.
Yes,
you were sheltered as fuck.
Oh, wait till you hear what I'm going to bring up.
Wait, Roly.
Dragon Tales.
I was going to literally bring up both of those.
Yeah.
Okay,
You saw it here, folks.
Listen, okay. I did watch a crap ton of Roly Poly and Dragon Tales and Arthur.
Okay, wait.
And anything on PBS. Okay, how messed up is Dragon Tales?
It's an acid trip.
It's
Literally, two kids find an egg. They travel into a dragon land where two adult-ass dragons are like, you know what, let's play with these kids.
I don't think I've ever seen that show.
You've never
It's
seen
weird.
Dragon Tales?
So.
You need to watch
It was on
Dragon Tales.
PBS.
I mean, technically
how
it's
many
2
people
years
could have?
old.
I'm surprised I watched Dragon Tales.
Okay, listen.
I watched,
when I was a kid,
Cartoon
what I was
Network
allowed to
and
watch,
Nickelodeon.
what I did watch was Disney and Playhouse Disney and PBS.
Fuck yeah, PBS.
I was not allowed
Out
to, nor
of the box.
did I.
Out of the box. Out of the box. And then a bunch of kids laugh.
Yeah.
That's
it's
the
great.
theme.
So that's what I watched as a kid. I never watched Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon.
Also,
Not like
Barry the Big
I wasn't
Blue
allowed to, kind of, or I just didn't. I don't know. It was weird. I mean, I didn't
Totally
watch
see
it.
Timmy just going through the channels. He gets to Nickelodeon. Oh, look at this! Timmy, no!
Timmy's parents are actually the nicest people we know.
They are.
Anyway, but yeah, no. So that's what I watched. But
They tell us just to walk
I'm
in,
not
but
gonna
we
lie,
have to knock because we
I
don't do that.
loved Dragon Tales as a kid. I absolutely loved it.
Explains so
Dragon
much.
Tales, something about Dragon Tales.
Oh, also,
Jesus, you watched a lot of it too.
also,
didn't
Yeah.
all right, you guys ever watch Bananas in Pajamas?
Yeah?
I mean,
Bananas. In pajamas.
Bananas in pajamas, they're coming down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Bananas in pajamas, they're chasing teddy bears. That show. Why
would bananas be chasing
Were
teddy
they,
bears?
were they South
seriously-
African or Australian or New Zealand or something like that? They had an accent.
They got, I don't know. It was weird.
I think they
they're
ported
New
this
Zealand. I
show.
think New Zealand. But anyway, it's like it is one of the weirdest shows I think ever. Like looking
Imagine
back on it,
yeah,
autonomous
looking
bananas
back at
in
it,
pajamas.
it's bananas in pajamas.
They have faces,
and
they have arms and legs, they're in pajamas.
It's just weird.
Wait a minute. Were they like?
They're like stupid.
Were they
tall.
actual
Super tall,
like in a suit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a big banana suit.
I
and they're
remember.
wearing
I
pajamas.
didn't really watch it, but I do remember that show now.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's the stuff I watch. I watched a lot of Arthur and Roy Polioli, PB&J
Fuck.
Otter. You guys ever watch PB&J
Yeah,
Otter?
yes.
I remember that.
Yeah. Yep.
Bernstein Bears.
I actually
Yeah.
never watched Bernstein Bears much.
What was
I
that-
didn't
what
watch
was
it
the
on
one with the
PBS,
turtle?
but I think I watched like.
Oh, Franklin.
videos.
I did watch a lot of Franklin.
Franklin.
Okay, I will say like later on, like I guess in middle school. I watched a lot. I was allowed to watch more stuff. Like I ended up watching a lot of Codenamed Kid Next Door.
Oh,
That was a good.
was number 4 the little short one with the bowl
Number
cut?
4 was the Australian. No,
Yeah.
he wasn't bald. He
I
had
said bowl cut.
Yeah, bowl cut.
The ball was number 1.
Number spelled Numbah, by the way.
Right.
For all of them.
Number.
Number 3 wasn't that the Asian girl?
Number 3 was the Asian girl.
show was
Number
awesome.
5 was
The sassy black one,
and then number 2 was the big fat one,
who was an engineer.
But see, I never like watched
the Cartman.
Pokemon.
But
No, he wasn't like he was a
Or-
cool. He, like
Yeah,
he
no,
wanted to be that
he-
kid. Though.
he
Not-
was
he
just-
wasn't jackass.
He was just the fat one.
So I never watched Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or DBZ or anything like that. Like Pokemon, I
watched
got into Pokemon from the card game.
I only watched Pokemon up until like the Johto journeys. Like as soon as they came out and were like, oh yeah, you know how we explained to you that like the entire world was what you got? Yeah, it turns out there's actually a whole nother country with all of these other Pokemon. So the 150.
And we didn't run out of ideas for names either.
No. Chandelier.
made me. Well, okay. I think the problem with that though was I was biased of the
Original Gen.
of the original
Yeah.
because.
You're
Gen 1er.
Well, no. I was a Gen 1er because I had a huge Pokemon collection. And it was like almost complete. And then somebody stole my Pokemon cards.
That reminds me, I came across like an entirely complete collection of Pokemon cards when I was younger. It was the best day of my life.
I think it was like in this basement or something. It's crazy, right?
No.
Here's the question though: why
I think
would
I
you
was
be
try- I
in
think I was-
fluorescent at
Yeah,
that time?
I think I was in
I was
a.
in Florissant at the time. It was weird, you know?
This was the first time I went.
But so,
Yeah.
luckily, my first Pokemon game was Leaf Green, not the original games. It was Leaf Green.
Well, I feel
Instead
like
of,
it's
red
still
or blue.
acceptable to
No,
start
yeah.
at
I started
at
there, and then I went. That's like the only one I played until Diamond and Pearl.
I mean, truth be told, it's acceptable to start anytime because Pokemon is just a good game.
It's also
only
it's
game
also
I ever
just
played
copy paste,
was
add new
Yellow.
features, make something different.
Was the Pikachu one.
the other games are definitely worth playing.
Do you guys want to play Pokemon Fighters?
Is that like?
It comes out the 18th.
What is it?
I thought they were still working.
It's a
on it.
fighting game like Tekken, but with Pokemon.
Yeah, like Gengar.
Like officially licensed by.
Like with Gengar,
Nintendo.
Blaziken,
Charizard's
You know,
in there,
officially
Lucario's
licensed-
in there, Mew.
Do they have
Hopefully
like,
this doesn't go
Do they
the way
have
of-
like all of the Pokemon?
No,
Or is it-
it's like a roster of like 16 right now, I think. But
Here's
it'll
my
probably
question.
get bigger if they
Is
keep adding.
Blastoise in it?
No.
Charizard's in it.
See, the thing is that
It's like a fighting game.
yeah, they fight like Tekken.
No,
so
they also have moves.
they also have moves,
Like
but a
Pokemon
lot of the
moves.
It's not
Pokemon are like
turn-based?
based off of human form. So like Gengar, everybody knows Gengar is literally kind of looks like a shadow of a person.
Yeah.
Blaziken
Then
is
like Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee.
Yeah, like
I think one of those are in there.
Machamp is in there.
Machamp. Oh, I might have played that because Machamp was always one of my favorites. He was
Machamp
like
is in there.
he was like a wrestler.
Yeah.
Blaziken is in there. Lucario
Wait,
is
was
in
he the
there.
was he a
Gardevoir.
boxer?
Yeah, Pikachu is.
No,
in
that
there.
was
Well,
Hitmonchan.
they could-
I think.
Hitmonlee.
The thing is,
Hitmonlee was
the one that
it was the kid
the
because
photo.
I always
He's
I
always
was
Bruce off.
he was Bruce
Yeah.
Lee and then Hitmonchan was like Ali.
No,
Yeah.
it was based off Jackie Chan.
Jackie. That's another one. Jackie Chan
Hitmonchan?
Adventures.
Wait,
Because he looked like he wore like boxing
Hitmon
gloves.
Chop. Wasn't that the other one?
Him on top.
Hitmontop.
He spun on his head.
But I thought Hitmonchamp because he was like a boxer.
Champ was the champ.
Well,
So,
he is a boxer, but he is said to be based off of Jackie. His name is said to be based off of Jackie Chan. His actual physical form is based off of a boxer, not necessarily a specific one.
Did you guys
I
watch
was
Jackie
gonna-
Chan Adventures?
Because Hitmon.
That was a good one.
Must fight magic
Jackie!
with magic.
Betty.
One more thing.
Yeah, I love that. That show was good too.
Yep.
What's the girl's
uncle,
name?
Jade.
I literally hated any time she got a talisman because she would always find a way to mess it up. I got mad at her. I'm
Okay,
like,
so-
no, don't give her the talisman. She's just gonna mess it up again.
So yeah, she's the plot device because
She
the
is.
entire episode is then based off.
There
of
needs
how
to
they
be
fixed
conflict.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's the plot character.
So
sometimes.
also, I didn't watch Power Rangers until SPD.
What?
Oh.
Freaking
When you guys showed me the Power Rangers movie the first night I ever hung out with you guys, that was my first time ever watching the Power Rangers movie.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you. It's awesome. Definitely awesome.
Never in my whole life have I ever had an egg crack the perfect way that fake ass egg cracked in that movie. The way that Ivan just it split down the middle, up down, and from left right it just opened up like a Pokeball kinda.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like the goop,
Yeah.
The one
Yeah,
that
it's
let
perfect.
Ivan Oosis in?
Yeah.
Why would you expect your egg to break?
I'm
like
just
that?
saying, nothing has been perfect.
Nothing is ever that perfect.
Yeah.
Look,
Like-
I've seen this kid like take 5 minutes to cut his pizza before because it has to be absolutely perfect. Like,
What? No, it did not take me that long to cut a pizza perfectly.
It's because he's gotten down to perfection as much
Yeah.
as
now,
Also, I have to fix every messed up frozen pizza that I have.
So is it just me or every time I hear Higher Ground by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, do you
Yes.
guys think of that
Think
movie?
of that.
oh, okay. I was
Every
like,
time.
wait a minute, where are
Hey.
you going?
No,
Oh.
every time
Yeah.
I hear that song, I think of the Power
You want to
Rangers
know
movie.
why I have that song?
Because of the Power Rangers movie?
It's from that soundtrack on my phone.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
there you
doesn't have
go.
to.
You don't even have the Chili Peppers album
Nope, I
version.
have the Power Rangers album.
Yeah.
That's fair, though.
That's cool. We're actually going to get to see some of the Power Rangers at C2E2 this year
Yeah.
coming up. That's
Oh,
exciting.
who's going?
St.
Red
John and Karen
the Red
Ashley.
Ranger,
And the Red Ranger,
OG Red Ranger,
and the second Yellow Ranger, right?
OG Power Ranger
She's not
leader.
the, she's
The
not the
second original.
Yeah, she's not the
Yellow
like the
Ranger.
first Yellow
She
Power
was
Ranger,
what
right?
was that character? Aisha.
Aisha.
Yeah. Well,
She was the
I will
She
tell
was the
everyone
ninja-
everything they need to know.
the yellow
the original
one.
Power
So,
Ranger.
the very first one, did she die?
Yeah, she got in a car
That's what I
crash.
heard.
Oh wait, the actual
Yeah, the
actress.
very first one.
Like the
Through
characters,
Trang, she died. Or
their
Dwee.
characters
Oh,
were
shit.
written off the show though.
Like
before
how
she
did
died.
they exp-
Before
oh, really?
before she died.
I didn't know
because
that.
They
Kimberly, Jace,
no.
Kimberly, Jason, and
Oh, Kimberly didn't
Trini
leave.
all got.
No.
Kimberly
It
was
was
Turbo
Jason,
that she
Zach,
got written
and
off for.
Trini. Those three, the original Red, Black, and Yellow Ranger,
Yeah.
they were going to a conference, like a teen conference, and like
Yeah, a leadership conference.
leadership
They
conference with
never
the world,
came
and they
back.
never
Didn't
came
even
back.
take the leader though.
And
That's why they needed
well,
to
and
go to
that's
the conference.
they got
were
rid of. They
leaders.
basically
Zach
did,
never came back. Jason did come back.
did he?
Yeah.
He was one. He was in Zeo. He was the Gold
Oh
Ranger.
well, like in
He
a
was in
later
charge of Dino
show.
Thunder. He was like their main guy, right?
No,
No,
Tommy was
that's
down.
Tommy.
Ah,
Not-
that was time.
Basically,
Not
they
actually
brought
Jason.
it.
You said
came back
Jason,
again.
so I thought
Jason.
Jason did train.
Yeah.
You know,
Basically, they brought back like when they
Come
introduced
on,
Tommy.
guys!
Yeah, when they introduced
Gotcha.
Tommy, everybody liked
Yeah.
Tommy, and he
Gotcha.
basically became the leader. And so you had Jason and Tommy, and you couldn't have two leaders. So they axed him from the.
I'm sure it was more mutual than that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that was kind of to me. I always saw that as like, okay, they didn't want two leaders, so the production probably was like, we need to get rid of this.
So
guy.
then
And
here
then-
comes Rocky, here comes Aisha, and here comes Adam.
who
You want to know how they met?
Oh,
Yes.
Karate conference.
lovely.
Competition.
Conferences. Everyone's going to conferences.
Yes.
But I always thought it was funny that because it was
These 3 out of town kids, there's like, oh yeah, we're gonna beat some people up, and the 3 in town kids are like, you know what, we don't want to beat people up anymore.
Can I say something funny real quick? So I just had a professional interview, and he asked me what I was going to be doing over spring break, and I said, I'm going to a convention.
nice.
He's like, oh, yeah, good for you. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be real fun. I'm excited about it. He's like, then he goes, what kind of convention? It's gonna be a comic book convention. He's like, oh, that's really cool. That's cool. Good for you. I was like, nice.
Good for you.
But like, my stock response was like, my stock response was like, how do you say? I'm going to a convention.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what, as soon as he said, oh, it's a comic book convention, he was like, oh,
no,
yeah,
he's like,
we're not hiring this guy.
He smiled and said, that's really cool. But like, I don't know. Yeah. So what else what did you watch? You watched Pokemon.
Yeah, I watched lots and lots of Pokemon.
One thing he couldn't watch was Family Guy. One thing he could watch was Simpsons.
Me?
No, me.
Matt.
Me.
Oh,
specifically.
I was about to say, I wasn't allowed to watch either of those.
Well, to be fair, I think The Simpsons is
are
a
far
lot
more
more
tame than Family Guy.
Like, The Simpsons kind of started the whole cartoon,
Family.
like, yeah, they were
Other than the Flintstones and the Jetsons.
Well, those weren't even, because even then, those were still very...
Those are family shows.
Yeah. The Simpsons was the first one to be like
just a comedy.
Well, it was a comedy, but it was like actually...
Of the time.
At the time, it was actually like controversial. By the time shows like Family Guy and South Park came in, Simpsons was no longer really pushing, like, because the boundaries... Well, I guess when those shows first started, they were still pushing boundaries.
Not even then, really. They were just kind of funny.
I didn't watch South Park till college.
South Park really, though, was the... To me, South Park is the line now. Like, that's when you want to know what can and cannot be done.
Also, if you want to know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, they do the current events thing.
Okay. Really quick, because we only have like 4 minutes left. Yeah. I was also going to talk about and bring up, because we were talking about Pokemon. Because we were talking about Pokemon stuff, and because of the re-release of Red, Yellow, and Blue, Might as
well stop talking about it since we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
I have started a Nuzlocke run of Blue. And
that's where if your Pokemon faints, it's dead, you gotta let it go.
Yeah. I was planning on doing an update every once in a while. Every once in a while about my progress. My progress so far is poor. I've already lost one Pokemon.
Which one?
The most important
Squirtle.
one. Yes.
Use your Squirtle?
I lost my Squirtle.
I literally just said Squirtle.
So I randomly chose...
Nobody cares what you think, Mike.
I randomly chose my starter, and I ended up getting Squirtle. And I've got a pretty decent team so far, and I'm in Mount Moon, and I come across a Rocket Grunt. And I'm like, okay, I can take this guy on. He only has one Pokemon.
Hey, I'm Grunt. I'm not so Grunt.
And we're the game Grunts.
So I come across this Rocket Grunt, and he has a level 16 Raticate, which is a little bit stronger than anything else I have. But I'm like, I got potions. I'm okay against this. I send out Squirtle. He crits and kills it in one shot. And I'm like, oh God! Because at this point,
if you make that noise in a vacuum, it's completely different. Like, no context?
Yeah, no context.
Peter, isolate that audio.
Save that sound bite. You're going to need it. So long story short, I think my entire team is about to get wrecked. The entire team is like sitting now at like 10 health each. The Raticate is dead, but so is Squirtle. So that is where I've left off, and I'm in a heap and help and a trouble.
Hey, Matt.
A heap and help and a trouble.
Your dad.
What? What?
That's a legitimate question.
It's a legit question.
Yeah.
If you got nothing to hide, you had nothing to not share.
No.
On the cheek?
No.
Maybe a little nice hug. You kiss him with your body.
I've hugged my dad before.
All right.
Where are you going with this?
I wasn't.
Okay.
What about you guys mouth kiss your dad? I don't.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
I think it's a man thing though.
Yeah.
Give him a nice firm hug. Be like, I hugged you harder than I would have kissed you.
I'll be honest. I have no idea where this
You
is
know
from.
what
If your dad kisses you hard, that's...
Woo! Yes, isn't it what a great hoodies?
Great topic for discussion. All right, in the comments down below, let us know your favorite thing about hoodies.
What's
and
your favorite
also maybe a little question you guys might want to talk about on the next podcast or future podcast.
Do you prefer pullover or zip-ups?
Or if you have any opinions or, you want to make fun of Mike or Matt, go right ahead.
Read.
Oh, Peter, that was a great time to play that audio that you just isolated.
No. Play that for the very end. That's just going to be like the last 3 seconds of the...
Why don't you just play that sound in a loop for the last, 10 minutes.
And on that very odd note, this has been the Desperately Trying to Communicate podcast.
Like us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud.
I don't have SoundCloud. I used it once so I could listen to the Halo thing that Keegan-Michael Key narrated.
There you go.
And we'll see you next time.
I've been Matt.
I've been Tim.
I'm also Matt.
Okay, bye.
I'm like, oh God.
And I'm like,